sound resonates in the heart. Letting the medicine of sound do its work. So always the silence after the sound is very important. The assimilation. And after such a powerful ceremony, it's very important to clear, to assimilate through sound. So all the levels of being get aligned. Because we do have ideas and things come up and we see a lot, but it's all over the place. So somehow we get it together back. It assimilates in the body and it really integrates in our life. What happens a lot with ceremony is that the ceremony is done, it's closed, and ciao ciao, see you later. And then everybody's with their luggage and all their stuff and all their ideas and all their spirals happening, and there's no assimilation. So the work we do works a lot, very well with medicine. Everything we're doing is preparing. It's opening the channel for people to go deeper into their medicine. Everything we did, even the practice we did yesterday of the breath, sure, that helped a lot to the depth we went in the medicine. And the 10 days we've already been working. But it's a work that helps before and after. So it's very well complemented with medicine. So today I wanted to talk, just do a little summary more of what we already saw since the first day, which are the tantric principles. So what does Tantra mean? When we talk about Tantra, what's the first word that comes to mind? Love or sex, right? Unfortunately for us that we're more open is love, but you ask somebody outside, sex. And you know what? Tantra is 5% about sex. Tantra is a way of living. It's not about sex. It's so deep in the way you live that of course the sexual intercourse, the love making, the sharing the love of the universe, it's a whole ritual and it's so deep. And that's why they focus on, oh my God, this is so cool, so many positions and so many breaths and so much alchemy happening. That then of course our mind, our ego, gets that piece of Tantra as that is what it is and tags it as what it is. So that's why I love incorporating and bringing the real essence of Tantra. Tantra, what really means is interwoven. It's a fabric that's interwoven. Está entrecruzada, ¿no? Como un tejido. Tantra quiere decir tejido. Everything is related. Everything is interwoven. There's no separation. And there's different kinds of Tantra, but the one that we're going to see is the non-dualistic Tantra. And all the work we're doing is based on the Tantra. So it's important to have the philosophy on what is happening. What is this based on? And this is principles that I have gathered the last 20 years with different teachers. They didn't give them to me like I'm giving them to you. 11 principles. They're not like that. Tantra is very mystic. You find some here, you find some there. It's a whole trip, a whole journey. And each teacher has its own interpretation. So it's amazing. I love it. It's forever studying Tantra because it's always evolving. It's always. And it said in some books that Tantra was created like 1,000 years ago. And I thought that all my life. Many years I studied Tantra. It's like, okay, that's. But I went to India to this the Sri Kali ashram, which is an ashram in Goa. It's all about Tantra. And I found I worked with a master that has lived the tradition, that his father, his grandfather, all of them, all, it's all based on Tantra. And he's telling me like, Tantra is the beginnings of yoga. That's how yoga started. It's the real ancestry. It wasn't Advaita Vedanta. So Advaita, you're going to see that in different texts and different ways when you talk about yoga. Advaita is all about saying no to this life and saying yes to the afterlife or the the unseen or the infinite. Or you have to be a renunciate. You have to let go of everything. Everything is an illusion, and you're out. The more you disconnect, the less karma you will create, and the easier for you would be to transcend, because it's all about being illuminated here in this earth. But to be illuminated, you have to go away from matter. And that really didn't resonate with me. I started yoga like that. I didn't start Tantra. Didn't resonate me at all. It's like, I love life. Like, what are you saying? Like, look at everything. Yes, if you see the essence, it is an illusion, but we're living the illusion for some reason. Yeah, of course. Yes, I love a term in Tantra that really connected me with life, that it's live your life passionately unattached. So you're not disengaged, you're totally engaged, but you're unattached. That's why we call this a cosmic joke. Because it is a cosmic joke. Everything is a play. You don't take it so serious. You can laugh at everything if you want. But if you want to create something and co-create with people and create communities, of course you work for it and you do it. But it doesn't affect you if they're in the money thing, or if they're in this, or if they're disconnected to your vision. Whatever, because you know the vision is going to happen. That's the vision of Tantra. You are not fighting. You are not criticizing. You are not judging. You are not expecting things from people. That doesn't exist. You come into ego when you're there and you're forcing things. So why we say it's a cosmic joke is because just leave it as a cosmic play. It's all a joke. Play. Just float with it. But have your intention. Focus it. You know where you're going. You know what you're doing. But you plan something and God laughs and says, oh yeah, sure, you'll get there, sure. Yeah, keep planning. And you'll see it keeps happening. You create an intention, it goes always in a different way that you didn't even imagine. Even if this trip to Costa Rica you came, you never imagined you would have lived this. There was something calling you, and yes, I want to start shamanic yoga, and yes, whatever, but it's not about that. You saw like, this is bigger than our minds could even think of. Even me, I'm like, okay, thank you. Just thank you. Yeah? So, the first principle of Tantra is called, is based on Purnamida. Purnamida means fullness. Everything is full. Everything is already complete. We don't have to complete anything. We don't have to fight. We don't have to force. We don't have to sacrifice. All that is of ego. So whenever that comes to mind or to your intention, let it go. Because you know you're out of alignment. You're not in alignment with this first principle that everything is already perfect, is oneness, and you just align with it. You are just aware of who we are, of what is happening. That's the base of this work. Huh? Purnamida. Purnamada, Purnamida. Purnamada, Purnamida, Purnameva Devrodari. It's great. And it's all just saying it's full. Everything is full. Stop fighting. Stop. Just emptiness and fullness are the same. Surrender to it. Because there's no separation. There's no difference. The magical, unseen is connected to the seen. It's the same. And trust that everything is working perfectly well, even though if our mind and our ego can't see that in the moment because we're suffering, because we're struggling, because we're having a bad time. Why are we having a bad time? Because we're misaligned. We are somewhere else, in the mind, in the emotions, and it's okay. It's all part of the lila, the play, of the cosmic play. But we are passionately unattached to it. Another principle of Tantra is always reminding ourselves that we are spirit embodied in matter. Like this, literally, and I love like my teacher Rain Claire always talks about it. She doesn't even talk about the body. She says that's matter. Oh, my matter is having a reaction. My matter is rebelling. I want to run away. And she always encourages us to talk about la materia. La materia. Don't get so involved with the body. It's just the body. You're not the body. We get so caught up. How it looks, the hurt here, the hunger, the not, I couldn't sleep, and all the problems or misalignments we have in the body. We are so identified with the body, and we forget. No la no identificación is knowing, but because you know, you acknowledge the body, you love it, but you know you are spirit living in a body. You are not a body with spirit. That changed my life. You say, what? It's so different. It's not a body with spirit. Spirit comes, and it can come in 100 millions of bodies, different bodies, and keep coming till you learning the lessons, and you keep growing and you keep going in evolution. So it's so beautiful to see that when you see yourself, the big picture, you come out of it. You become your observer. Less. You become Purusha. Purusha is the observer, the capacity to come away and observe the whole scene, what's happening. When you're capable of that, then you can see, you don't get so attached to what you're feeling, to your thoughts, to your body, to all the physical manifestations. You always know that there is the depth of the ocean. So you're not lost again in the waves of the ocean, which are real. Yes, they're there, but that's not the ultimate truth. The ultimate truth is that the ocean has depth, and in the depth of the ocean there's silence. And we choose to live in that silent place. So, Purusha, no, not exactly. It's the capacity to observe. In consciousness, awareness. Yeah. Spirit embodies matter. Spirit is embodied in matter. So the next principle is about lila. And in Tantra we call it divine play. It's all a play of spirit being embodied in this world. Advaita Vedanta says you gotta choose, or matter or spirit. The classical yoga says that. You gotta choose. And if you choose matter, you're creating karma. That's what they say. Tantra says play both. Both are happening at the same time. Use this material world to transcend material world, because you know all the dimensions are playing at this moment. So is that we talked before, conceal and reveal, and this is really good for you to remember. Yes, remember and forgetting, because we're there all the time. Today you had a blissful ayahuasca journey and you're blissed out as ever. I've never felt like this. Tomorrow is your worst day ever. Right? That's life. But if you don't get so attached to, yeah, oh my God, I saw everything already. That's it. I'm going there. It's happening. I can feel it. And you're so into it, the whole vision you saw. Then when you come down, it's like, oh my God, it's all an illusion, whatever. Yeah, it was just the high of the DMT, and I understand, you know. You go away. So don't take it so seriously. Your highs or your downs. Whatever. Yes, best visionary. Whatever. Yeah, thank you. Of course, I'm always grateful, but it's all good. Spirit is always happy. Spirit is always joyful. Spirit doesn't depend if you had your best day ever or not. And when you live from spirit, every day is your best day ever. So always remembering that conceal and reveal. Us copying animals is the animals coming through us. We're not copying anything. That's what my Tantra teacher taught me. It's like, it's totally the wrong way. Like, the cobra came through and then they saw, oh, looks like a cobra. They weren't copying the cobra. It wasn't like, oh, let me see how we could do similar to her, and you know? No, that's very mindy. It's full heart. Yoga was always heart. It was late last 50 years that it became so much mind, and so much perfection, and so much lost in that superficiality. So coming back to the principles. Are you recording now? Already? Okay. No? So we were saying Shri is uplifting. Shri is connecting to the positive. You can see, yeah. S-H-R-I. It's connecting, choosing to see the blank piece of paper with the black dot, instead of seeing the black dot in the blank piece of paper. Because you're always going to have black dots. But Shri uplifts you and says, it's your choice. Do you want to see the shadow? It's always going to be there. Do you want to nurture yourself? Do you want to inspire yourself? Do things that inspire you. Read things that inspire you. Talk things that inspire you. Create high vibrations, because you're responsible for your life. Live in a Shri-ful way. Yes? Shri is the power of the goddess that emerges from the earth, that comes through us. And she's all about inspiration and devotion and love and, you know, uplifting from the soul, connecting from your soul. So it's very, always when we see ourselves going into the mind, into why am I choosing this? Why am I going to this old pattern of nourishing the negative mental patterns in my life? The negative emotional patterns I've been repeating. See yourself. See yourself when you come into the shadow, you're not feeling good. See yourself how you've done that all your life. Just see it. No judgment. We forget about it, so we keep falling into the same hole. But when you see it, it's like, oh my God, I'm believing in this theater again. Hey, wait a second. You have all the tools to now connect to Shri, to the uplifting energy that's always there. It's emerging from the earth. Yes, Shri emerges from the earth. It's the power of the goddess from the earth. You choose to connect with her or not. She's always there. It's a choice. And Shri is related also to gratitude. You're totally grateful for everything. That's what lifts up the energy. That's what lifts up your vibration. Gratitude. You see, we'll always come back to gratitude, wherever, whatever. It's always grateful. The fifth is called Saundarya with Y. Saun, D-A-R-Y-A. Saundarya. A. Saundarya. Saum. S-A. S-A-N-D-A-R-Y-A. I should get a whiteboard, right? Could help. So Saundarya means beautiful. Means life is beautiful. And it always will be beautiful. If you're not seeing beautiful, it's because you're in your mind. And you're letting that little me rule the show. But life is beautiful as it is. Look around you. Look in nature. You look around everywhere where human being hasn't been around. And there's some places where we have been around that's also beautiful. I'm not saying that no, but a lot of the things we see that are not aligned with nature is because our minds, our ego, our separation come into place. So just remembering life is beautiful. Seeing beauty in everything and everyone. Is that possible? Instead of seeing what we don't like of people and but that and that doesn't matches my image, so for some reason I'm repelled. Oh, she's maybe too much weight and I hate feeling too much weight in myself, so I kind of repel that image too. And that's she's so angry all the time, and I hate the angry in me, so I kind of wanna put that away. And we keep pushing away. We keep pushing away all these masters that are coming to our life to teach us the shadows that we don't want to see. We're kind of evading there, like, okay, let's go here, let's go there. Here it's like, you know what? Everything is beautiful. And if I'm not seeing beautiful, show me why. Why am I being rejected? Why do I feel that rejection? You know? The next is called Sauma. Sauma. It's also called Soma. That is the name of a mix of superfoods that I did. I love the name because it's elixir. It's the elixir of the goddess. Also called Amrita, as we saw with Sola. Remember Amrita? The elixir. So it symbolizes bliss. Our natural state of vibration is bliss. Life is blissful. See, when it rains, when the sun comes up, when the fruit is matured and comes down, everything is so blissful. Nature is blissful. So this concept just reminds us that, yes, it is a choice to live in bliss. It's also symbolized by the moonlight. Moonlight, la luz de la luna. And it's symbolized in men by the semen, and in woman also by the Amrita. Should we call the liquid that comes out, that's Amrita too? Because there's two, it's good to distinguish this. There's two Amrita. The Amrita we saw with Sola is the one that comes from the yoni, right? When you ejaculate. But the Amrita comes from the third eye, from the pineal gland. And when you're deep in meditation, it comes down, and when you haven't cleared the pineal gland, at the beginning it tastes a little bitter. But when you clear and you do the inner work, and you start clearing and opening the pineal gland, it starts being sweet. So all of a sudden you're meditating, and this sweet like elixir comes down into your mouth, and it's like, you cracked open, the egg cracked open. It's one of the most beautiful things, amazing things. Sorry? Yeah. When I go deep, it happens naturally. Because it's open already. You don't have to open it every time. Beginning is difficult because we have the pineal gland calcified. The pineal gland, I don't know, some thousands of years ago, was like a grape. Fluffy and, huge, deep like crystal grape. And with the misuse that we have in humanity, we kind of have, instead of evolved, devolved, and it has become a raisin. That's the difference. When they analyze, like Egyptians, and how they were all about the pineal gland, and they were all about pyramids, connections with spirit, with elder brothers and sisters from other planets. It was all about that. Like that's everywhere in Mayas and Egyptians, Incas, all the shamanic ancestral tribes. They did the work, and it was all about the pineal gland. You see the pineal gland symbolized everywhere. They put a crystal in the middle of the brain, like it's everywhere. It's all about the pineal gland. But then after that, we started misusing it, and now scientists say it doesn't work for anything. Now they're saying it helps secrete serotonin. But even in medicine, they say like they could even take it away and that is not going to affect. Imagine how disconnected we are from reality. So when you open the pineal gland and you juice it up and you decalcify it, because it actually has like a shell around it. That's why food is so important. That's why sun gazing is so important, that I hope we can do tomorrow. Everyone at 7 we do sun gazing. Tomorrow we start at 7 the class. We do sun gazing. This is one of the principles of conscious living, of ecstatic living. It's super important to do it and then do the practice. Your practice is very different after. And every time you do sun gazing, what's happening is that the light is coming to the pineal gland and helping it remember that it's light. It helps decalcification. And when you start eating good food and you start detoxifying, and the sacred plants, the medicine, the rapé, everything helps. Everything helps. Yoga, the meditation, everything helps decalcify the pineal gland. Yes.
Also too, when you get really in touch with your microcosmic orbit and you're tapping into your kidney, that sweet taste is in your mouth. It's a subtlety, but next time when you're practicing, just notice the differences in your saliva. You can notice the sweet taste.
Yeah, that's the amrita. And you notice it bitter too, don't worry, it's gonna become sweet. Keep meditating, keep going, keep working on the microcosmic orbit, because it's like going to a gym. It's your inner gym. You're working out, inner workout. And your inner workout, you take it wherever you go, wherever the soul goes, because you're connected from soul. The workout we do for the body stays here when the body dies. So it's good to focus on the inner work more than the outer work, or have a balance. All about balance. Yes.
Can you just go over really quickly all of the terms? Because when you said 4, it seemed like you said 3. Yeah. Or Shri. Like number 1 was...
Okay, number 1 is Purna Meda. Number 2 is we are spirit living in material, in matter. Number 3 is Lila. Number 4 is Shri. Uplifting. Number 5 is Soundarya. Beauty. And number 6 is Soma or Sauma. Amrita. And also the breast milk. If you see, breast milk is like the most precious substance in earth. It has everything. It's really like a treat. I remember Marianela when we just had Danny, and she was like giving so much milk. I'm like, I'm not letting that go away and you throwing it away. No way, mamita, come here. And I was like high on breast milk. What? Like dripping. One in each, right? Like good brothers. I could share. So this part.
The principles of all Tantra.
Yeah.
So all the different branches all have this.
But you won't find these principles anywhere.
Yeah,
You
that's
look
why
for
I'm
them.
asking, 'cause
You
I've never
won't.
heard of
No, you won't find them. It's my recompilation of years. That's what for me. So you can see, but you see the principles. They can name them differently, but the concept is gonna be the same. Tantra is based in all of this. So it's like a lot of work summarized in like ding, 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 ding. So I hope you enjoy it.
Like Tantra has no summary of principles?
No, there's very few books, and there's like these radiant sutras, but it's more like sutras, like phrases where these words are there, and there's like many concepts, and it's very beautiful, but it's like very deep. Like each sutra, you can talk about it for one day. like 3 words, you know? So Tantra can get very complicated, very mindy too. It's all about the heart, but oh my gosh, the majority of my teachers is like, it's just talking and talking. There's no heart. It's amazing. A couple did mix the heart with the talking, but so much philosophy because there's so much that you get lost in it. So that's why I'm like, just summarize, this is it. Don't lose your time. I mean, if you like it, of course, look at books, but you'll see they're hard to understand. Many of them, most of them are very hard. Actually, there's not one Tantra book that I could recommend. Really. The Radiant Sutras, I would recommend, look for that one. But, or Tantra of Osho, very superficial, but I mean, it's really good. But he's most about like sacred sex, but it's not about the principles of life. If you see, I haven't talked about sex. No sex. It's coming right now. In Soma, in the elixir. So it's part of this principle. When you understand this elixir, that it's there, and you understand that for a man, if you lose your semen, you lose your energy, and you're not connected to life anymore, you lose your life force. Then you're going away from that blissful state, natural state. So to keep the Soma going, the Amrita, the bliss, the eternal life, is keeping your semen for the man. At least not ejaculate that much. You know, regulate it a little bit. And for the woman, ejaculate as much as you can. It's the other way. But it's all about using that capacity of going into our inner Soma, our inner elixir. And this is where, okay, we have sexuality and sacred sexuality. But here was where medicine comes into. Because your medicine can become your intoxication. Your medicine can become your poison. And that's where we need to feel when it's enough. And where we're hiding for something, or we are really going into it and using medicine as a step, another step. And there really is an evolution. That's for us to see, no judgment. So medicine can become poison. Amrita is medicine. Too much Amrita would drive you crazy. So it's all the balance, you know? It's all the balance. That's what Soma is. To feel the elixir, to feel yourself like you have the elixir, you have the medicine inside, is finding the balance of every substance. Everything you eat, everything you take, everything you smoke, everything you drink, everything. The balance. Then you live in that Soma state of bliss. There's another point here that I love that is related to this part that is called the Hridaya. So Soma is all about opening the heart. It's all about the heart chakra. The Hridaya is spelled H-R-I-D-A-Y-A. Hridaya. The whole thing? You're gonna get a white. You're gonna get a white.
Soma is from the heart.
Yeah.
Yes. And then
The elixir is in the heart. It's what we call the Mayans. Look how everything is the same. The Mayans called the honey from the heart. It's the same. In India they call it Soma. Or in Sanskrit. Or Sauma. Elixir. But it's the same. It's the honey that comes from the heart. And the Hridaya is like the center point of the heart. It's the point that connects you to all living beings. It's in the heart, the connection. That's why the heart chakra is related to compassion, to love, to life. So the Hridaya is the point of connection between everything that's alive. It's the doorway to all living, to life. That's why we always take the practice to the heart, no matter what. No matter how hard the work and deep you do, always bring it to the heart. Super important to come back. And then another concept in Tantra I love, also related to the heart, breath is the voice of the heart. I just love this concept. Breath is the voice of the heart. So now you know when you're breathing, it's like really you're opening the voice of the heart. You don't even have to talk. Yeah. She says it's the song of the soul. Yes. Yes, I love it. Okay, we're almost done. Madhurya. Madhurya, it's M-A-D. Yes, that's number 7. Number 7? Number 6. No, it's part of number 6. It's part of the heart. It's part of the heart. Yeah. No, now we're number 7. Okay?
I'm giving you 5 like this.
Huh?
You're getting what?
Yeah. So number 6 is Soma. And everything I talked about was all about the heart and the elixir. Everything I said was all related to that. And then 7, now we're changing. Even the Hridaya is part of the heart, right? Hridaya, that new word we said, is part of the heart. Number 7 is called Madhurya. M-A-D-H-U-R-I-A. Madhurya. And Madhurya says, life is sweet. Remember the sweetness. Any hard emotions, any hard things we're going through, whatever's happening outside, always breathe in the sweetness. Remember, life is sweet. If you're not feeling the sweetness of life, you just misaligned, and it's okay. You have many tools to align again to the sweetness of life.
Well, how does that differ between Sangaya? Life is beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, beautiful is more the beauty that you see, right?
Oh, okay, the physical.
The beauty, yeah.
And the sweetness.
And this is
from
the
within.
sweetness from the heart. It's
Okay.
like, when you feel
Yeah.
sweet and somebody's sweet and you're being too hard on yourself, and it's like, okay, I want to connect with my sweetness, I don't want to judge myself. I don't want to be so hard on myself, All that is being rough on yourself. So this is invoking like sweetness, remembering if there's judgment or any part that's being hard on yourself, yes, gentleness, sweetness, self-love, yeah. And even with others, you can get hard on others. You can get really hard. So it's bringing the sweetness. How can you share your words with love? Okay, let's do an exercise. I think it's too much information. Let's get a comfortable sitting position, please. Hmm? And just observe wherever you're at. If your mind is going away, what's happening? Where are you right now? What are you feeling? Feel your breath. Feel your body. So when we have so much information in the mind and we don't feel it, there's a point of saturation. The mind can't take anymore. even if the mind wants more, because she eats knowledge, she eats books and information, she gets saturated. So it's like putting water on a pool. You don't even notice it almost. So it's all wet. Take a deep breath into the belly. Let's root all this information down as deep as you can into the belly. Hold it. Bring it through your mouth. Bring the belly out. Buddha belly. And then very sweetly the O-U when you exhale. Breathing again as deep as you can into the belly, through the mouth. Hold it there, relax. Whenever you're ready. One more, sweetly inhaling. Hold it. Relax into it. So we will see this theoretically, but that's the bandha of the second chakra, of the water. Expanding the belly, letting it be filled up with prana. And then just relax. Brings us to our feminine, to a receptivity, to an assimilation of all the information that comes from the masculine, from thinking. And then let's take it to the heart. Same thing, inhaling. Now bring your belly a little bit in when you inhale. Let the energy just come into your heart. Inhaling as deep as you can, opening all the spaces between the ribs. Hold it there, relax. Exhale with the ah. Again, breathing into the rib cage, filling up big balloon. No belly, just rib cage. All relax. One more, very soft, sweet. Lighting up the heart. Observe how you're feeling. Remembering life is beautiful. Life is blissful. Life is sweet. Cellular breathing. Respiration with an accent on the O. And it's not related to your regular breath. It's not happening through the body. It's the pranic breathing. It's different. So when you're really in tune, when you have gone your inner alchemy, when you have worked, you've done your inner work, you've done your inner gym, this happens naturally. So you are perceiving your breath, yes, your lungs are expanding, but there's something that's pulsating all the time at a different rhythm. And it's your light body pulsating with the universe. And when you feel that, oh my God. For me, it was like, I get it. This is not me. I'm not talking about oneness. Not talking anymore. It's not, no, get together. No. You feel it. You don't even have to talk about it. You literally feel it. But you are open to your inner alchemy. That's why you feel it.
When did you felt that the first time?
With Rain Claire, 20 years ago. It was all about cellular breathing. All she does is sounds, and then you sit and you observe your cellular breathing. No yoga, that's the sound. It's the sound of yoga. It's all about sound. She got liberated just through sound, no asana. So yeah, very good tool. So number 8, Tantra honors the individual. Wherever you are, there's no judgment to anybody or myself. Honors wherever you're at and works with you from where you're at. So you accept where you're at. We're sometimes like, oh my God, again here. No. This can't be possible. Okay, look, I'm going to start from here. No. Wait a second. For some reason, you're feeling that sadness again. Don't try to feel something different because the universe is telling you that sadness is your doorway. Don't escape from it. Accept it. Accept where you are. It's all about acceptance and using that to work because for some reason that's coming up for you. It's not going to come because just God is bad with you and then you're having the medicine again. Like, why me? You change from a victim to a responsibility for your life. You are the co-creator of your life. So you just observe, okay, it's coming up again. What I haven't dealt from this? Let me see. Let me go deeper. So it's honoring the individual. And we as teachers, as guides, we honor where everybody is. That's why I'm not at all about agenda in a sequence that I want to share now this because I just found this information and you come and the class is totally in another place. And you keep fixated you had to do that. The energy is not flowing. You're like, why are they not motivated? Why are people not into it? Because that just wasn't flowing. And your mind was that it had to be like that. Or a ceremony, a traditional ceremony. And you do it like that. And there's a moment when it could change. And you could feel it. But you get attached to tradition. And then the magic doesn't happen as deep as when you're really open to letting your energy guide you. That's why I invoke, like, come give a class. From that space of, I don't even know what I'm going to share. You know what? I want to talk about bliss today. And I want to do some liberation. But if I wouldn't do all these sequences and stuff and all this mind. I wouldn't. I don't recommend that. If your mind still needs it, do it. I'm not saying not to. But for me, make the leap right now. Trust yourself. Start practicing with your friends, just practicing. Not, I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Go for it. Just go. Just start sharing. Feeling the energy in yourself, how it's moving, and how it's reacting with the people. It's beautiful. If you get used to that, you'll save yourself, 2, 3, 5 years of work. But then it's so hard to let go because you're so used to a structure in that way. So my structure sometimes is like a theme. I love that. Okay, everything's going to be around bliss, around love, around release, around empowerment. Use the word you want. Have a theme. You don't even have to say it in the class, but you have something. For me, that's how it works. And it's related to how I am feeling and what my life. I'm not gonna go preach and talk about bliss when I feel like shit, right? It's like, what are you talking about? If I feel like shit, embrace our shadows. Okay, everybody, today I feel a lot the importance of, and we're gonna go deep. So let's do this work. After 15, 20 minutes, boom, you're liberated from that energy that was keeping you down. Because you work, the energy comes through you. We have to understand we are channels of energy, and when you're being guides for people, the universe puts in you many times like a basic emotion or energy that's going to be in the group. We are antennas, and if you tap into the group or the person you're working with, you can already know before seeing them what's going to happen. Yeah? Okay. So unity in diversity, that's the same principle. Unity in diversity. So diversity is just an illusion, but we honor diversity, uniqueness and authenticity. We honor that, of course, but knowing that we're all one. Okay, we're almost done. This is easy. Number 9. Abundance. Life is abundant. Nature is abundant. If we're not resonating there, just check in with yourself. Why are you not accepting your natural state? And I'm talking in every way. Money, love, relationships, books, information, amazing teachers, amazing places to go. Everything. When we talk about abundance, it's the vibration of abundance. So accept life is abundant. Every time you see scarcity, oh, but I can pay that. Oh, is that, no, I don't have enough. Every time little voice comes up, I am abundant. I am abundance. I'm not, it's not I am abundant, because that's little ego being abundant. And today I am abundant and tomorrow I'm not, because it's a quality. No, I am abundance itself. I am source itself. So hard for mind to recognize. We are abundant source itself. There's no separation. It's not that I have parts of the source that one of it is abundance and I'm part of that little thing. No, I'm all of it. All the qualities of source are in every being. So abundance. That's it. Number 10. Huh? Yes.
If you choose between like $5 and $7 and $10, always give the big one.
Yeah.
Or if you feel like giving less, like 10% or like 20%, always give more.
Yeah.
Feel you would like to give less.
Yeah.
More.
Yes. I think we're gonna go deeper with Regan in that, right?
Sure.
Abundance specialist. So I'm not gonna go more there. Let's go number 10. So everything is vibration. We saw this already. Everything is frequency. That means there's no good or bad. They're just levels of frequency. There's no evil or angelic or evil. That doesn't exist. All that is light. The image of evil that we've had from Catholicism and different religions is false. It's a way to put us in fear and control. It's the way to wash our brains and keep us in this little cage of this little thing that God's out there and I'm separated. When I realize God is inside, I am God. And God can vibrate high or low. It's different frequencies of the same energy. That changed my life so much. No good or bad, that doesn't exist. Depends on how I see it, with everything. So I don't judge anymore if somebody eats meat, if they drink alcohol, if they take drugs, whatever, medicine. I am nobody to judge. I can see the effects it has in them and how it takes them out of their body or brings them in. I can see that and tell them with my love, look, I feel you're eating. But not a judgment. There's not less spiritual or more spiritual because they are there. But there are different frequencies. I see it like an antenna. You know, and down of the antenna is like sluggish, you know, like that like black petroleum and you can't even walk. It's like, and it's all these emotions of envy and anger and sadness and all this like, I'm not good enough and he's better than me and she has more and la 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 and comparison and judgment. All that is like really sluggish. The more you nurture it, the more like dense you become. Yes? So it's a choice. If you're living down there, or if you start stepping up and you start living at the crystal, at the top. High frequency nourishment of all kinds. No tiene, everything is vibration.
What about the things that are not like that way before, like suffering, poverty, illness?
When they are born like that?
Yeah, or like people that don't have anything to eat in Africa.
Yeah.
That's another way of looking to the darkness that actually happens to be like unthinkable. Like I never saw darkness in that way. I always saw it like more like envy or like like laziness. But then someone put it to me like darkness is also poverty and unfair injustice. So I was like, yeah, this is what did you say? That's karma or like?
I feel it is karma. You're not just born like that because God says you're good and you're not, and you're born here and it's all a cycle. It's all perfect. It's all synchronized that the mind can't even understand. But the closest I can, because I can't see a God that's punishing and that's like you have a lottery and you have good luck and bad luck. For me, that doesn't exist. What exists is synchronicity. You synchronize and things happen or they flow or they don't flow because you're synchronized or you're not. But it's not about good or bad luck. And if in this life you were born there, it's because you're bringing it from somewhere else. Something happened before that for some reason your lesson was to be born there. That's how I see it. We could discuss this for hours because there's so many theories. But that's simply how it flows for me. It's very personal. But I like thinking about those things and like why. And yeah, I totally don't like the concept of it just happens. It can't just be like that. If everything's so perfect, then that should be perfect and there should be a reason for everything. For that too. Even when we call in an abuse or a violation,